Okay, good evening, team. Welcome to Mainframe World channel again. Today I'm planning to explain you some of the concept on SMF. Okay, there are usually two type of SMF datasets, man one and usually the naming convention will be sys1.man1 and sys1.man2. Okay, so here in this system you can see I have defined three SMF datasets. Okay, and these datasets are on the volume JAS YS1. All the three are on this volume JAS YS1. Okay, so now why I am trying to explain this is in uh, in day-to-day activities when we are working on console operations or system programming, these things we won't get in real time to experience such things where your SMF dataset is full and you get an opportunity to offload it. We never get such opportunities because the automation will do all the offload things. Okay, so here I am trying to represent today how we will offload the SMF datasets. Now here if you see whatever datasets I have defined, all these datasets are full. Why I am calling it as full is you can see percentage full is 100 and my system is prompting me a message uh, saying that your SMF is already full and it is using now the buffer space. Okay, so I don't want this buffer space to be completely utilized. It is already 37% full, so I have decided to offload my SMF datasets man1 man2 and man3, and I will empty this SMF datasets. I will take the backup into the other datasets. That the process of taking a backup, we call it as an offloading of SMF datasets, and there is an inbuilt utility through which we will be doing it. I will explain you how to offload the SMF datasets. Now how did I get this message? Here is we have a simple command. Okay, display SMF. So if you give display SMF, it will give you the this is your primary SMF dataset and these two are your secondary SMF datasets. Okay, so how the system is picking these datasets, how the system is displaying you these datasets, that I will first try to explain you where you have to go and where you have to check it. Okay, so now I tried to log in here. So before this I'll go back to my console now. So I'm into my console now. Okay, so before trying to find this, what we will do is we will again do display IPL info. Okay, IPL info, and IPL info will give me the palmlib member. Okay, so my palmlib member is IPL palm. Okay, now from here what I will try to see is which are my palmlib members from where I can get the SMF dataset. Now for to show that, I will go back to my TSO session. So in TSO I will go start 3.4. Okay, and here so if you go here, I am giving one more command called as palmlib. Okay, so I have in this system I have sys1.palmlib adcd dot z110s.palmlib and user.palmlib. Usually the palmlib members will be either stored in your sys1.palmlib and your adcd.palmlib. So whatever load parameters, once you give the IPL info, the load XX member will be stored in your sys1.palmlib, and all the other palmlib members associated with your IASYS will be stored under your adcd.palmlib. Now the member which we are trying to see is related with SMF. So SMF is one of the subsystem. So subsystem parameters will usually be related with a member called as IEA SYS. So we need to, I will show you the logical flow, like how we are trying to find the which is your SMF member. So for that, first again I am giving display IPL info. Okay, so display IPL info will show me. Now you see here, in this only it is giving you a clear idea which and all members the system is using. Okay, if you see here, your load 00 is a member which your operating system is using now. Okay, load 00, it is located on a device 0A80. Okay, so load 00, we usually in the terminology we call it as load XX, and this 00 is the substitution. You can see here there is one more member called as IEA SYM. Okay, so IEA SYM is a member, we call it as a symbolic palm leaf member, which will substitute the symbolic parameters. So the member symbolic palm leaf member IEA SYM will be substituted with IEA SYM 00, which is given here. Okay, and we have one more member called as IEA SYS. This is the main palm leaf member, which you can say, which will start your configuration of the entire system. So now if you want to find your SMF data set, in which member SMF data set is added, that details you will get in IEA SYS member. So for this error, for this issue, now I will try to show you how to find the SMF member. So here I will now try to go into IEA/SYS DB. Okay, I will try to go into IEA/SYS DB member. Okay, so now here this member IEA/SYM is there, right? That is a symbolic parameter. Okay, we call it as a symbolic palm leaf member, which will substitute the symbolic parameter. So how to find what and all symbols are getting substituted? We have a command called as display symbol. So you can see here, wherever you find and, okay, and is a substitution of your we call it as a symbolic parameter. Okay, and we call it as a symbolic parameter, and whatever is associated with and, okay, for that a value will be assigned like this, in this way. So now for and sys-res2, wherever in your entire system, wherever you find and sys-res2, sys-res3, and sysp2, sysp1, okay, SY, they're all, these values will be substituted automatically. Okay, what is the use of this is the global assignment. I will assign it directly in this member. Which member? IEA SYM 00 member. There I will assign it and I will use it wherever I require with a member name, this one or this one, so that directly there is a substitution of this value. Okay, this is about your IEA as well. Now let me display it again, IPL info. Okay, so I have explained about IEA SYM member, that is IEA SYM 00. Now we will see about IEA SYS DB. So there is no command to display this IEA SYS DB. We have to directly go into the palm leaf member. Now which are the palm leaf member which are being used in this system? You will get display palm leaf. So Now if you display palm lib, okay, these are the two major palm lib members. Sys1 dot palm lib, from where your load xx is being read, and your adcd dot z110s dot palm lib. Now I will try to go in this member. So I will go into my system here, tpx tso, and I will give here so I have only one data set which is starting with. Now I will go into view mode. Okay, I will find IEASYS DB, because we saw here that under display IPL info we have IEASYS DB. Now I am going to find IEASYS DB. Okay, so you are finding IASYS DB member here. Now if you go inside this member, okay, you can see here clock 00, which will select the clock for the system, and you will find all the major your system configuration members here. Okay, you have page data sets, you have total TSO users, how many TSO users. So for this system at once 250 TSO users can log in. Okay, so now our topic here is about SMF. So what I will do is find SMF. Okay, so see here SMF 00, again it is saying SMF 00. So when it says SMF 00, what is the member of SMF, what is the member of SMF which we need to look into is given here. Select SMF PRM 00. Okay, select SMF PRM 00. Now why we came into this is I just want to show you where are these data sets defined. Where are these data sets defined? These data sets display SMF, these three data sets where they are defined in which member. So now we'll go back here, we'll copy this member, okay, we will try to find it. So see, we have SMF PRM 00. So now I will go into SMF PRM 00, okay, and I will try to find which is my data set. So you can see here these are the three data sets: sys1.man1, sys1.man2, sys1.man3. If you go here and see, it is sys1.man1, sys1.man2, and sys1.man3. Now if I add a member here, if I add one more line, okay, I will repeat this, okay, I will make it as a sys1.4. okay, after adding this you have to IPL the system, then this will be reflected. Okay, because this will be your static changes. Okay, so this will either you can add it like this, or what you do is you offload the existing data sets. Okay, now I have shown you the member. Through this member it is getting displayed. Okay, and it will be displayed here if you change it, whatever display you are getting here. Okay, if you don't want to display it here, you change this to no active. Now I have changed it to active SMF recording. If you do it no active, your SMF recording will be not recorded in this data sets. There won't be any SMF recording. So earlier it was no active, I changed it to active. Now we will see how to offload this and how to remove this error from this whatever action See here, whenever you see a message on your console and the message says A, okay, the message ending is A, okay, it is saying you to take a action. Okay, you have to take a action on this message. Okay, now I am trying to take some action on this message. What it will be is I will try to offload this data into the backup data sets. So for that we can do it using the automation, and we can do it using your JCL. Okay, so I will show you here how we do it through a JCL. How we do it through JCL. So see, if you want to find any data set inside a member, okay, these all are the individual members. Now I am not able to find the member, I won't remember it. Okay, so what I am trying to find is, I earlier as I had offloaded this, so I have added this data set. Okay, so now I will try to find the member using a data set. So I am using an utility search for, so I will be giving search for sys1 dot man1 is my data set. Okay, so uh, this is the JCL. Okay, so I had kept it in adcd.lib.jcl. I was finding it in other data set. Okay, so this is the JCL. Okay, the program what we are using is IFA SMFDP. Okay, IFA SMFDP. So they will ask you which is the utility which you are using to offload the SMF dataset. So the utility name is IFA SMFDP. Okay, so, so we usually call it as a dump, SMF dump. Okay, so when the SMF dataset is full here, and if you get these kind of errors, okay, so what they usually say is, see here, status, dump is required, dump is required, and dump is required because all three data set it is 100% full, so it requires SMF dump. Okay, so how do we take an SMF dump, or we usually call it as offload or taking an SMF dump. So how do we take an SMF dump is using this utility IFA SMF DP. Okay, so now what I will be doing is I will be taking a dump of man 2, and I will be taking a dump of man 3. Then later what I will do is I will switch this data set. I will make man 2 as a man 1 data set, and I will make this man 2 data set as a primary data set. Okay, so now see here, now this is already defined data set. Okay, existing data set, so we have to create a new data set before taking a dump or offload. Okay, before taking a dump or offload. Now what I will do is start 3.4. Okay, paste it here and hit and enter. You will find this data set already exist. Okay, this data set is already there. Okay, so we will go back. So hi team, let us continue the session. So I have given display SMF here, so you can see now this is the data set which is 15% full. Okay, and it is showing active, and these are the two SMF data set which are the secondary data sets. Okay, now what what I will be doing is, as these two data sets are empty, okay, as these two data sets are empty, I will be switching the data set. Okay, so what is switching of data set is, I will be making man2 as a primary data set and man1 as a backup data set. So the command for it is IFSMF. Okay, so once you hit IFSMF, the system will again say you take a dump of your sys1 dot man data set, that is your primary data set. So to take a dump of sys1 dot man data set, I already have an utility. So I already have an utility called as IFA SMFDP. Okay, so in real time when you go into the real production systems, this dataset which I have given as record 16, this will be a GDG version in which we will be taking the backup from this data set. Okay, so now our requirement as per the console, what it is prompting us is, what it is saying is, it is giving an actionable message. Okay, actionable message. Okay, so if a message has a, it says that we have to take an action on it. Now what is the action we have to take is, this sys1 dot man1 is there, this we have to take a dump of this. So what is meant by dump? Taking a dump is, yeah, you are taking man1, whatever data is there from man1, into a new data set. You are just taking the backup and you are making this data set as a empty data set. Now if you submit this job, okay, it should give you a return code of 0. Okay, so 5 function f9. So we'll go to SDSF now. So you can see it has given a JCL error again. Okay, so what is the JCL error? We'll try to see. So it says excessive parameter length in the DSN field. So what it is if I do an SJ here, okay, what it is saying is, all the qualifiers written in the file should be minimum of 8 length characters. Okay, so this is coming to 19. So what I am 9. So what I am doing is, I am removing one is here. Now it is 2, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now if you submit it, it will get submitted, and you have to come back like this, and here you will find it as a with the JCL error 0. Okay, so pre. So what it is saying, see here, there are duplicate data set name on the volume. So what 17 is already there. So we will change it to now. We will make it as, let us make it as okay, we'll make it as m1. Okay, so this will be the new data set created. Submit it, come back. So they should return code 0. It should be, so it is return code 0. Now if you go back here into your console, okay, and if you now if you see display SMF, again you have to do display SMF. If you do display SMF, so what it has made is, it has made your man2 dataset as active, and this it has cleared this dataset, taken a dump of man1 because the percentage is 0. Okay, so man2 now it is occupying 4% and it is active. Now what I will do is, I will do ISMF again. Now when you do ISMF again, what it will say is, it will tell you to take a dump of man2. Okay, so see, it is saying you to take a dump of man2. Now I will go to my utility job again here, and I will do an SJ. Okay, now for man2 I am giving m2. Here I am taking man2, Okay, I will submit it here now. Come out of this. So it should end with a return code of 0. Ended with a return code of 0. Go back to your console and you can see the job has started here and it has ended here. Okay, so it has ended without any return code. Okay, so now if I do IFSMS, that is I'm trying to switch the SMF dataset. So if you see, now what it is saying is when I did display SMF, man 1 and man 2. Okay, man 2 is active now. It is asking you to take a dump of man 1. Okay, so this is just a practice. Okay, now what I will do, I will go here. Man 1 I am taking into I will take it into one more data set. Record one. Okay, submit it. So it is ended with the return code 0 here. Go back to your console. Now you give display 7. So you can see your man 1 is an alternate, man 2 is your active. Okay, so we have taken a dump of man 1 data set. So this is like how you offload your how do you offload your SMF dataset, or you take a dump of an SMF dataset. Now there is one more alert I am getting here, okay, which says that $HAS. $HAS means it is an alert given by the JES2 subsystem. Okay, so what is the alert is I had done an automatic setup of spool to check the utilization of a spool. So now we will see how do you offload the spool. If the spool is full, how do you offload it? Okay, so the general command to check your spool is $D so $D SPL. Now see, it says that my spool percentage is 6.003. Okay, now if now there is one more command. Okay, $D JQ comma SPL equal to percentage greater than 5. Okay, so now if the percentage is greater than 5, it will list the jobs which are using more than 5% of the spool. So here you can see there are no selectable entries because this more than 5%, 6.003, it is not taking it as a valid percentage. So we'll try to give $T so still you can find that there are no selected entries. Okay, so now what I will do is, so as it is not giving me the proper data, okay, instead of giving this command again and again, okay, what I will do is I will do an automator. I will automate a command which will run every 30 seconds. Okay, we'll automate it to every 30 seconds. So command is $ta comma I equal to 30. Okay, so every 30 seconds it will show me what is the spool percentage. Comma then $st space sp and hit enter. So now it has set I value equal to 30 on your L700 console. Okay, so my device name is 700. So now every 30 seconds it should display me a prompt saying that what is the actual spool percentage. Okay, so now this is about your seeing about how what is the percentage of the spool. Now I will show you one more command, like when the spool percentage is becoming high, how do you offload the spool? How do you offload the spool? So for JES2 there is an automation setup. What you have to do is $d offload one. So see, when you give $d stands for display offload one. Okay, so this offload one I had already started. So my offload data set is sys1.offload. Okay, so the status is active. Status is active. Okay, so type equal to transmit I have given, so it will start take offloading your spool data into sys1.offload. Now if I want to stop it, what we will do is we'll first stop this, again we will try to start it. So my command to stop it is $p upload one. Okay, so now when you give $p offload one, you can see off.jt, off1.st and offload one. All three are drained. So what are these is, these are the device types. So if you want to check the details of this, you will give $du offload. So you can see here, this is the structure status. Okay, so for us now the main thing is how do we offload a data set. Now again what I will do is $d offload one. So now status you can see it is drained. Okay, status you can see it is drained, and my offload data set is sys1.offload. Now we will go to TSO and see star 3.4. Okay, so sys1 dot offload. So sys1 dot offload is where it is. It is on JES2. Okay, so sys1 dot offload is on JES2. It is already present, so you can add it here directly and make it this as active. Now what we will do is we will try to create one more data set and we'll try to add it here. Okay, so simple thing is I'll go into my JCL. So you can see this is the JSON I had prepared to create an offload dataset. Now what I will do is sys1 dot offload one. I will do one more dataset offload one. Okay, on the same JARES volume I will be creating this dataset. Okay, so I have saved it. So I will copy this job name, try to submit it. So it is giving a JCL error. Let us see what it is. So what it is saying is in step 1 DD1 what is the space was requested that was not available. So we'll try to change it. So you can submit it from here only SJU2 RESU2. So space now given here is they have given track. Okay, so 50070 is the space given here. Okay, which they say it is not available. So what we will do is we will see whether there are any other data set starting with, and we'll try to allocate it on other volumes. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, on this volume your space is not available. We'll try to see which are the other available volumes. So here I will remove this. I will give the volume here. Okay, I will give a star here. So JARES2 is one more volume. Okay, JARES2 is one more volume. Now if there is a data or not, how to see, you do an F11. Okay, do an F11. So there is a data. Okay, so JARES2 I will be using now. Okay, we'll try to offload this full data set now. So we had left at changing the volume serial to JASRES2. So now I'll again try to display it. $D offload 1. Okay, so now you see here I have already added a dataset called as offload 1 status is active. Okay, already added a dataset called as offload 1 status is active. Now if you come here into the TSO session, offload 1 I have changed it. So here my video was actually stopped by mistake. So we will try to create one more dataset. Now this was my job through which I was trying to create a dataset. I am changing it to 2 now. Okay, so I am creating an offload dataset 2. Okay, on volume called as JARES2. Now if I submit this, let us submit and see whether the dataset is created. Okay, so max is 0, it means your dataset is created. So if you want to cross verify, okay, copy this, go back, go back, go back, go back, start the requirement. Okay, give it here, enter. So it is created on JARES2. Now what we will do is we will try to add it to offload one and we will activate it again. Okay, so as my video was stopped, I am continuing it from here. Okay, so I am going back to my console now. Okay, so I have displayed the offload one. Okay, so here you can find data set is offload one. Okay, status is active. Now we will first stop it. Okay, $p space offload one. So you can see your offload one is drained now. Okay, now if you give a dollar d space offload one, so you can see your status is drained. Now what I have to do is I have created a offload data set. Now I want to offload the spool into this data set. So for that I need to add a data set here. I need to add a data set here. Okay, so the command is dollar $ta comma offload one comma dsn equal to. Let me verify this command again. Yeah, so it is dollar $t offload one. Okay, so there is no a here. Okay, it is continuous without comma dollar $t offload one comma dsn equal to sys1 dot offload 2. This much of this sys1 dot offload 2. Okay, now this offload 2 data set should be added here. Okay, and when I display it should come here. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so my command where it is here. Okay, then you see your JES2 is trying to communicate with you with this message HASP. Okay, it says that offload one has been added. Okay, updated. Okay, now if you see here offload one, it is displaying you with the new data set sys2.offload2. Now this data set is empty and the status is drained. Now if you want it to offload it automatically, you are giving here dollar yes. Okay, offload one comma okay type equal to transmit. Transmit. Okay, so the command is to start offload one and transmit the data into your dataset offload 2. Now if you hit enter, okay, again your JES2 will try to communicate with you using HASP and it has given okay, that is your transmit type transmit is successful. Now again you give dollar $d space offload 1. So if you hit enter, okay, so now you see under offload you have offload 2 as the new dataset which you have created. Your status is active. So now your spool offload will automatically be started and it will be here in this dataset. It has been taken. So we have created a new dataset, added it here and we have activated it. Okay, so the main purpose was to show you how to offload the SMF and JES2 data into the respective data sets. Thank you.